Thanks for your interest in International Tax Course videos. If you'd like to purchase the entire course, click the link in the description. If you're watching this on mobile, you can click the downward arrow here and it will show you the link to purchase the entire course.
Article 5, Permanent Establishment. Now, what happens is that, and maybe let me explain this to you by means of an example. Wherever there is a foreign company or a non-resident, we keep on using the word foreign company, but the idea is we're talking about a non-resident. So whenever a foreign company wants to operate in any other country, right? So in this case, we have a US company which wants to operate in India. They have two choices. They can either form an Indian company, right, or any other permissible form of operation. So let's say this could even be an LLP, a limited liability partnership, right? So they could have a presence in the form of an local organization which is going to carry out the work which they want to do. But in many cases, these foreign companies may want that instead of setting up a local company or a local setup, right, by means of a corporate body, why not operate through an office? This office is owned by the non-resident, right? It could be in the form of a branch of the non-resident. So the legal form of the entity is the foreign company itself. There is no local legal form of entity, right? They could operate through an agent. So let's say, for example, if I am engaged in selling of goods, I may just appoint an agent in India. I may sell goods from overseas. A local customer may buy it, right? And this agent may help in ensuring that once the good reaches India, they are dispatched to the person for whom they are intended to. Or they could have business site. So let's say in case of a construction project, the foreign company may deploy its equipment and manpower at the site where the construction is to be carried out, right? In all these cases, the issue which comes up is that why should the source state leave its right to tax? If it would have been an Indian company or an LLP, by law, it would have been required to pay taxes in India. Just because the foreign company is not having a legal form of entity, but it is carrying on same business which it would have carried out through the subsidiary or an LLP for that matter, why should it be spared on taxes, right? And this is the logic which is applied to tax the foreign company on the basis of their presence in the source country, which is India in this case, right? But under the international law, whenever you want to use any of these to tax the foreign company, there's a requirement that there should be some degree of permanence with which this is being done. So if I do a one-off transaction through an agent, normally that should not, of course, depends on business to business, but normally it should not be resulting in a permanent establishment or a taxation for me in the source country. So when a foreign company operates through an office, etc., there could be a business connection. This is a term which is used under the IT Act. Or there could be a PE, a permanent establishment. And if there is a permanent establishment, the rule is that the business profit of the non-resident are taxable in the source country. Again, the question which comes up is, how much of profit should be taxed? If I'm doing a sale of $100 where I'm making a profit of $20, that $20 is attributable not only to the activities which I carry out outside India and some part of to the activities of the local agent. Therefore, in these cases, the taxability of business profit is only to the extent that the activities are carried out in the source country, which is India. And there has to be something called attribution. Attribution is a technical word, but normally you would say an allocation. Depending on what kind of activities are carried out in India and what is it that is carried out outside India. So that is what a PE is. A PE is nothing but some degree of permanent presence of the foreign company in the source country, which results in taxation.